So, if you're making YouTube Shorts, you've probably wondered, how do I actually get paid? The old rules for long-form videos just don't apply here. So today, we're going to trace the money and break down the official blueprint for how a simple view on a short turns into actual cash.
Right, here's the big question we're all here for. How does a single view on one of your shorts actually become money in your pocket? I mean, the ads run between the videos in the feed, not on your video itself, so the whole system is completely different. Let's follow that dollar all the way from the advertiser through YouTube's system and into your account.
Here's our game plan. First up, we'll cover what you need to do just to get in the game and qualify for earnings. Then, we'll dive into the really juicy part, how the money is actually shared. We'll also tackle that super common question about using music, cover a few key rules you need to know, and then wrap it all up with your final blueprint.
Okay, first things first. Before you can even think about earning a single cent from shorts, there's a checklist you have to run through. These are the absolute non-negotiable must-dos.
Okay, so number one, you have to be in the YouTube Partner Program. That's like the main gate you have to get through. After that, it's all about playing by the rules. We're talking about following all the channel monetization policies, the community guidelines, and of course the big ones, copyright and AdSense policies. Think of this as the rule book. There are no shortcuts here.
Listen up, because this one is so important and trips up so many creators. Just being in the partner program is not enough. You have to physically go into your settings and accept the Shorts Monetization Module. If you don't click that button, any views you get are basically worthless for monetization. You can see right here, if you turn it on February 1st, all those views you racked up in January, they don't count for a thing. So seriously, go check this right now. It's that critical.
All right, now for the main event. How does the money actually move? Let's walk through it step by step with a really simple example so it all makes sense. You know, the whole system really boils down to these 4 key steps. It all starts with revenue pooling, where all the money gets collected. Next up is the music adjustment, where the record labels get their cut. After that comes your allocation, which is based on your views. And finally, the creator payout, the money that actually hits your account. That's the framework. Now, let's plug in some real numbers.
Okay, step 1, revenue pooling. Just imagine that in a single country, all the ads that ran between shorts in 1 month generated $10,000. YouTube takes all that money and puts it into one giant pot. This is our starting point.
Step 2, the music adjustment. Now this is where it gets a little tricky. Before any of us creators get a piece, YouTube has to pay for all the music licenses. Let's say those fees cost $2,000. That money gets taken right off the top, leaving what's called the creator pool. So in our case, we're now down to $8,000. Now for step 3, your allocation. This is where your views start to matter. YouTube looks at all the eligible shorts views in that country for the month and figures out your share of the pie. If your shorts got 1% of all the views, then you are allocated 1% of that creator pool. So 1% of our $8,000 pool is $80. That $80 is your personal allocation. And that brings us to the 4th and final step, your payout. From that $80 allocation that you earned, you keep a 45% share. So you take that $80, you multiply it by 45%, and that leaves you with your final take-home pay of $36. Okay, if there's one number you need to burn into your brain from all of this, it's this one, 45%. No matter what happens with the ad revenue or the music costs or anything else, your final cut of your personal allocation is always 45%. This is the most important number for any shorts creator to remember.
Now that we've got the basic formula down, let's tackle the single biggest point of confusion for pretty much every creator. Yeah, we got to talk about the music. How does using that super popular, trending song actually impact your wallet?
And here's where you can see the real impact. Look, it's pretty straightforward. If you don't use any licensed music, just your own audio, 100% of the revenue from your views goes straight into that creator pool we talked about. But the second you add just one licensed track, that revenue gets sliced in half before it even hits the pool. 50% goes to the music partners, 50% goes to the creators.
So here's what you really need to understand. Using music makes the entire pie, that creator pool, smaller, but it does not change your percentage of your slice. If you earned 1% of the total views, you still get 1% of the pool. It's just you're getting 1% of a smaller pie. And your 45% cut at the very end? That stays the same too.
Okay, with the hard math out of the way, let's just quickly cover some of the essential rules and, more importantly, where you can actually go to track your performance. All right, you've got to be super careful here. Not all views are created equal. Some types of content are just flat out ineligible for payment. We're talking unedited clips from movies or TV shows, just re-uploading someone else's content without making significant changes, those lazy compilation videos. And, of course, this should be obvious, but any fake views generated by bots are a huge no-go.
Oh, and by the way, it's worth knowing that this whole system also works for YouTube Premium viewers. A portion of their subscription fees gets put into a separate pool, and it's paid out to Shorts creators in the exact same way. It's basically another little revenue stream working for you in the background. So where can you actually see the results of all this? It's simple. Just pop into your YouTube studio, head over to the Analytics tab, and boom, you'll find your estimated daily Shorts revenue right there. That's your dashboard. Whew, we have covered a lot of ground. So to make sure this all sticks, let's boil everything we've just learned down into one final at-a-glance blueprint. All right, let's pull it all together. What's your revenue share? It's 45%. What's it based on? Your share of engaged views. What about music? It shrinks the pool, but not your percentage share of it. Do you need to be in the YPP? Yep. Do you need to accept that module? Oh yeah, absolutely. And are fake views allowed? Never. This right here is your ultimate cheat sheet.
So there you have it, the complete system demystified. The rules of the game are clear, the math is all laid out, so the only question left is probably the most important one. Now that you have the blueprint, what are you going to go out and create?